Yo, it's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building with your UFC 266 pay-per-view full card predictions, baby. Obviously, I'm doing this right before the Anthony Smith Spawn card, or I guess show or whatever. Yeah, sadly, I'm not going to be able to stream that one. I know I promised you guys I was going to stream it. I broke a promise. I don't like doing that. I apologize. But it's time to make it up. And how do you make it up? You make another promise and you actually deliver. I truly believe I will stream for UFC 266. And I will not be stopped, y'all. I know they got me twice. They got me for Derek Brunson and Darren Till. They got me for Anthony Smith and Ryan Spawn. But this one, my boy Volkanovski, he's fighting on this card. I cannot miss it. I will stop these fools. They will not ruin my life. They will not ruin eBay Fight Prediction Nation. And I promise I will stream for that, and I will destroy those fools. If y'all hear me on the news, just know why them fools at my job got shot. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, let's get to the card. Really, really great card. I think, in my opinion, probably one of the better cards of the year. This isn't going to be in contention, a pay-per-view of the year. I cannot wait for it. Awesome card. But let's get to it. One of the first fights of the night, the curtain jerker, Omar Moraes versus Jonathan Pierce. Man, great fight right here in the featherweight division. On paper, right, obviously Omar Moraes looks like the favorite. Looks like he should win this fight. Both guys are coming off wins. But yeah, Omar's 11-1. He's 35 years old, which is crazy. Height of 5'11" and reaches 74. Pierce 10-4. Fights out of Tennessee, age 29, and a height of 6 foot and reaches 71.5. So there is, well, he's the taller guy, but you know, Omar does have the reach advantage. Yeah, Tapology. 88% is going with Morales. 12% is going with Pierce. Yeah, I think Omar should win this fight flat out. I know. Jonathan Pierce did stun my boy Kai Kamak. I know everyone's gonna say that, but mainly SSG hating ass. but yeah, I think Omar should get this done. Obviously the takedowns are gonna be an issue. But I don't like Omar Moraes at 145. I feel like he's a natural 55-pounder. I don't like how his legs look, his body. He just looks shriveled up, and he doesn't look good at that weight. He's a naturally bulky guy, and I think he should be at 155. But hey, it's just my opinion. He is coming off. The only loss he does have is to Giga Chikadze, and I mean, he went to war with Giga. It was back and forth. It was a great scrap, and I mean, Giga ended up getting the victory near the end with the knockdown in that third round. But I mean, Omar was super tough, and we see how good Giga Chikadze is in the featherweight division in terms of striking. In MMA, he's probably one of the best. So no shame, and Omar's no slouch. You know, he lit Gabriel Benitez up, and that's my boy Mowgli. So hey, Omar should get this done by decision. Next fight, Matthew Selmsberger versus Marlon Santos. I mean, interesting fight. I'm just gonna assume, I guess, Matthew Selmsberger was like, hey, I need a fight. They got him a dude off the street, damn near. No. Matthew's 8-3. Fights out of Maryland, age 28, a height of 6'1" and reaches 75. Martin 4-2-1. His last fight was a draw in 4 years ago against Diego Herzog. His other fight 5 years ago, he got knocked the fuck out, and he lost a decision to Dominic Waters. He's a bit of a grappler, I would say, if I was just to talk about his style, but he's 30 years old, not that competitive. I just honestly think they've just brought him here to lose to Selmsberger. I could see Selmsberger taking this guy to a decision. He has taken guys to decisions like Carlton Minus, who I don't think is that good. But, I think Selmsberger showed what level he is with the competitive fight with Chaos Williams. he was right there with him, man. I mean, blow for blow, great fight too. Those guys were going back and forth, and I thought, he had a real chance of winning the fight, but it's just the very wildness and craziness of Chaos Williams kind of got him the victory in the decision. But yeah, I gotta get Take Salmsberger by first round TKO. I think he should destroy this dude. Next fight, Euros Medic versus Jalen Turner. Really, really dope fight. This is, really, really tough one. Medic comes with a record 7-0, age 28, a height of 6'1", and a reach 71. Jalen Turner, 10-5, is fighting out of California, age 26, height of 6'3", and a reach 75.5. I like Medic, man. He's just a lot of pressure on guys. He's fighting at a King's MMA, good kid. But Jalen Turner is no punk, man. Ever since he did lose to Matt Favola, which isn't good, but beating Joshua Culibao, right? And this is a kid that went to a draw with what's the kid's name? Oh my God, Juicy J's son. I forgot his name. He knocked out Doi Hoi Choi, and he lost to Andre Fili via decision. Who else? He beat Rojo. I forgot that guy's name. How did I forget his name? Charles Jourdain. Yeah, Charles Jourdain. We saw that, and I think Jalen Turner is really, really, really good, man. I think he's really, really good. He's really long. I felt like fighting Vicente Luque was a mistake for him. I think he's a natural lightweight. Just super, super long. 6'3". The kid is so good on the feet. He is so good. Now, obviously, beating Brock Weaver isn't nothing to be, proud of. Got him, submitted him. But, and Medic, he beat Alan Cruz and Mikey Gonzalez. But, both guys are lightweight prospects. Jalen Turner, I think, has made a turn in his career training with Ruka and with those guys. And I feel like he's gotten so much better to the point where I know how people are feeling about this. 85% are going with Medic on Tapology and 15% are going with Turner. I think this fight is way closer than what I guess Tapology is giving it credit for. Sorry, someone was in my ear. But yeah, I gotta go with Jalen Turner. I just truly feel like the reach, the length, and he's gonna give Medic problems. Obviously, Medic can put a lot of pressure on him. He is. The kid's really good, but I think just Jalen Turner's, his length and his improvement, man. He's just improved so much, and I got to take him by decision, man. I really do. Next fight, Nick Maximov versus Carl Roberson. This Nick kid is an interesting kid. He's, I guess, the Diaz brothers' prodigy. You already know, if it's a Diaz brother, instant fade. This is an interesting fight they're giving him. Carl Roberson, look at the people he's fought. Brendan Allen. Look, he's going to fight Brad Tavares. Brendan Allen, a young prospect that I'm looking forward to. I know some people might hate on him, but the kid's future is so bright. Look at what he did to Punahali Soriano. Made him look like a nobody in there. Just outclassed him. No shame in losing to Brendan Allen. Marvin Vettori, the guy that just fought for the belt. Okay, he beat Roman Kapilov. And he beat Wellington Turman by split decision, which isn't, I would like him to finish Turman. And Glover Teixeira, he lost to Glover, and he hurt Glover in that fight. So, no shame in that. No shame at all in some of those losses. So, I'm not going to hate on him. But this Nick kid, he's 6-0. And if we, look at the stats, right, he fights out of California, age 23. 6 foot and reaches 76, so that's good. Carl Roberson, 9-4, fighting in New Jersey, age 30, height of 6'1", and reaches 74. So Nick does have the reach advantage. He's a good grappler. He has really decent boxing, but I think Carl Roberson, not only being a glory kickboxer, one, he has deceptively good grappling. Two, Corey Anderson being in his corner, Corey, has put so much trust into him, and honestly, I feel like he's so young. Well, he's not young, but he's so experienced, right? He's 30 years old. I think he's getting into his prime and working with Corey Anderson, my boy. I love Corey. Corey is my boy, right? Corey, I know some of y'all was like, oh, how did you not add Corey in your pound for pound? Corey's up there don't get it twisted. I put him on my topology thing. If you go look at my topology rankings, he's like what? Like, I made a list all the way up to like 25. He's in there. He's like in my 25 range, and I wouldn't say Corey's like one of my favorite fighters all time, but I like him a lot. And I have a lot of respect for his wrestling and his grind. I've been a little disappointed in Roberson. It's like, man, like, how do you train with Corey Anderson? And, you know, a lot of people can say, oh, Corey Anderson's a failed UFC fighter, but my guy was number 4 in the world. He has wins over Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira. I mean, he's a great light heavyweight and a legit top 5 guy. So I don't think he's a bust. I would say Carl Roberson, to me, is leaning towards that area of a bust, and, you know, obviously that's an NBA term, but the kid has so much talent. You know, he beat Ryan Spahn, right? He has a lot of talent. He has great kickboxing. He has deceptively good wrestling that he just doesn't really know how to utilize yet. And I think working with Corey, you know, developing his skills, trial and error, eventually something has to happen, right? You know, I think Roberson should get this by decision. A lot of people are confident on this Nick kid. 75% are going with Nick. I got to take Roberson. I think Roberson is more experienced. He's fought better competition. And yeah, he's a Nick Diaz Academy. You know, you got an instant fade right there. Next fight, Manon Fiorot versus Maria Bueno Silva. Oh man, good fight for Fiorot. She's 7-1, fighting out of France, age 31, a height of 5'7", and a reach of 66. Bueno Silva is 7-1, fights out of Brazil, age 30, a height of 5'6", and a reach of 65.5. So, I guess Silva has the reach advantage. What was her last loss? Her last loss was Marina Morzo. She has a win over Jillian Robertson. And then she beat Maria Barella, and then she went to a draw with Montana. I thought she was winning that fight against Montana before she made it a draw. But I gotta take Manon Fiorot. I think her striking is gonna be a lot better. Bueno Silva, I don't know. She didn't go for a lot of takedowns against. Obviously, Montana Del Rosa is a good wrestler, but she didn't go for a lot of takedowns against her. And I don't think she will here. She should try to wrestle and clinch, but I think Fiorot should beat her up. But I don't think she's gonna knock her out. She knocked out her last opponent, who is a fine. That Tabitha Ricci, that girl she was fine. But the thing is, I mean, I think she could knock that level of competition out. I don't know if she can knock out. I would say Bueno Silva is not like great, but you know, or good. I would say she's like kind of decent. I don't know if she can knock her out. I think this might be her first decision in the UFC. Yeah, she's knocked out a lot of people too. So I think she's gonna win this by decision. Next fight, Roxanne Modafferi versus Taila Santos. Good fight right here, good scrap. I mean, I've been so really impressed with Taila Santos and how she's been able to handle her opponents. You know, Roxanne Modafferi is coming off a loss. She's fighting at Las Vegas, Nevada. She's 39 years old, height 5'7", and reach 69. Taila 17-1, great record, age 28, height of 5'6", and reach 68. Taila, I mean, this girl, she just continues to just develop, and I mean, she looked really good in her last fight. I was beating Jillian Robertson like that. I was just like, wow, this girl is actually getting better. Now, here's the thing that scares me about this fight. Roxanne Modafferi has this weird little win-loss. Her last fight was a loss, so that kind of means, like, just mathematically, she's supposed to win this one. She's very, like, she's a surprise girl. She can beat some girls. She can. I did not think she was going to beat Andrea Lee. I really didn't believe she was going to win that Andrea Lee fight, but she won it, right? Macy Barber, I wasn't too surprised because I was like, I didn't like Macy Barber, so I didn't have a problem with that. But, I mean, you know, Viviana Ajaru kind of showed the blueprint. If you just stuff the takedowns and just outstrike her, you can beat her. Lauren Murphy did the same thing, and Jennifer Maia was able to do the same thing. If you just outstrike her, you can win. Now, she does have the reach advantage, but Roxanne Modafferi doesn't know how to throw a fucking jab. You know what I'm saying? She has tons of fights, 25 and 18, but I got to take Taila Santos in this one by decision. I think she's just the better technical striker, and she's younger. So I think it's, Roxanne's good, and she can beat girls, and she's a good grappler, and I like her. She's a nice girl, and nothing, I don't know. She seems like a really good person, but I got to take Taila Santos in this one. Next fight, Shamil. Oh man, I'm not gonna say his last name versus Chris Daukaus. Obviously, this fight has been scheduled multiple times. I've talked about this fight, I think, like twice. And that was a few months ago. So now that we're back and they've rescheduled it, Chris Daukaus, he's a good fighter. He's one of these heavyweights. Now he could be a light heavyweight. Yeah, he's one of these heavyweights that we're all talking about, like Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall, Chris Daukaus, all these just these really quick heavyweights that we're all, I think, enthralled with. I think Shamil might be one of the better underdog picks of the card. I like Chris Daukaus, so I'm gonna pick him, and I think he can knock Shamil out. I don't know about his takedown defense, but it's just, it is what it is. Beating Parker Porter looks pretty good now, because Parker Porter is like on a 2-fight win streak, So he's looking pretty good. But yeah, I mean, if I look at the stats, Shamil 20-5, is fighting out of Russia, age 40, height is 6'3", and reach 76. Chris 11 guess the racetrack's going crazy again. Chris 11-3, fights out of Philadelphia, age 32, height of 6'3", and a reach of 76. So Shamil is the grappler, but here's a lot of things I look at. The weight, right? 257, 234. That was the last time they weighed in. That's insane. That's a really big weight advantage that Shamil is going to have over Chris. That's something I worry about. I truly believe if you're picking underdogs, he's actually a really good one. His last loss was Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes, one of the better heavyweight fighters in the division. And another loss to Derek Lewis, a guy that just fought for the interim title. And even before that, fought for the heavyweight title. The guy is a legit number one contender, and whatever you want to say, he's a legit fighter. He has wins over Marcin Tybura, who made his resurgence recently, beat Andre Arlovski, and beat Chase Sherman. Those are legit guys. I would say Andre and Tybura are better than Chris Daukaus is. God, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that dope fiend, bro? You seen that shit? God damn. I think those wins are better than Alexei Oleinik TKOing him when he's like super old too. I know Oleinik does recently have a win over Verdum, but like Verdum's also hella old. Rogerio Nascimento almost got knocked out in his last fight too, and Parker Porter, and I guess Parker might be better than Nascimento. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, his best win is Alexei Oleinik. And that's what I look at, but I like Daukaus. Shamil's another thing that's a red flag for me. 40. He's 40 years. Even though he's a heavyweight, he's 40 years old. The way he lost to Curtis was bad. Even though Curtis is a good fighter, he got beat up bad. And Daukaus is young, and I think he's hungry. And this is a fight that's been booked and over again. So I'm gonna stick with my original pick. I gotta go Chris Daukaus by second round TKO. Next fight, Dan Hooker, my boy, versus Nasrat Haqparast. I think that's how you say his name. Obviously, I got a breakdown on this. My boy Hooker's back, baby. Well, this sounds so weird saying that my boy Dan is but I mess with Dan, man. I really do. But all respect to Nasrat. I heard about the news about his mom. Super sad. Obviously I have parents, or I don't want to lose him at all. So all respect to him. I think Nasrat is another good dog pick. I know I've seen some people pick him. Yes, Hooker is coming off probably one of the most devastating losses of his career, getting knocked out like that by Michael Chandler. I didn't see that coming. That was just, I was like, I picked Conor to beat Dustin that day too, and I got that one wrong, and I didn't care because I don't really I'm not a Conor fan. And Dustin beating him, I was just like, I saw so many people shocked by that, but for me, watching that, I still was like heartbroken because of Dan. Like, I couldn't even enjoy that fight. Like, that fight was so devastating, bro. I can't tell you. Like, if I was on live stream, it would be pure silence. And you, like, luckily I don't show my face, but if I did, tears. You would be seeing tears. I was so heartbroken for Dan. I was so heartbroken for him because it was just like so unfair. It was one of the most unfair things I ever fucking seen in my life. And like, I'm not saying that it was unfair in terms of like, oh, the fight. Like, the fight, it happened. Chandler beat him. He was the better man that day. But like, he didn't have his coaches. And it's just a stupid, blood. I hated it, man. It just was like, fuck. Like, he didn't have to take that fight too. You know? But here we are. And Dan is game. You know, he's given this opportunity to Nasrat, and Nasrat has a real opportunity to not only, you know, do something for himself, but do something for his, you know, his mom, and go out there, just give it his all. And I think that's what this kid's going to do. He has really good boxing, and we've seen that's been a problem for Dan. Guys with really, really good hands. And I think Dan is so well-rounded. He's so good everywhere where the fight goes. I'm not going to say Dan's going to wrestle, or he needs to wrestle, but if I look at the stats, I mean, the one thing that Dan has over him is the reach, right? You know, but I just honestly believe if Dan uses his distance, uses his jab, and kind of strikes with this kid, I think he can beat him. But this kid has power, y'all. He has a lot of power, and he has good hands, and this kid could get the W. I wouldn't be surprised. But that's my boy Dan. I would love to see Dan implement more of the clinch game. Like, I would like to see him wrestle. He wrestled a lot against Dustin Poirier. He was able to take him down a few times. And he's really good grappling, man. Underrated grappling, but I would love to see him implement that. And I think he could really surprise Nasrat with that. But I'm taking Hooker by decision. I just think he's the higher ranked fighter for a reason. He's fought against better competition. All respect to Nasrat. I think Nasrat's going to bring Hooker hell, but I got to stick with my boy Dan. So yeah, I got to take Dan by decision. Next fight, Marlon Moraes versus Merab Dvalishvili. I have a breakdown on this too. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to take Moraes by second round submission. I know a lot of people are saying Moraes is a bum, and it's insane to me. Moraes, yeah, he lost some fights, but to top guys like Corey Sandhagen and Rob Font. All right, look at what Rob Font just did to Cody Garbrandt. All right, like, I know he got knocked out by a jab, and that's not good. You don't want to see that, but still, like, there's no shame in losing to those guys, to Cejudo, and I felt like he lost to Aldo. But even if, like, let's say they did put that loss on his record, what's the shame to losing to Jose Aldo? Frankie Edgar's lost to Aldo. Chad Mendes has lost to Aldo. Some of the greats have, Pedro Munoz just lost to Aldo. There's no shame in that. That guy's like bona fide Hall of Famer, all-time great featherweight. Merab Dvalishvili, I'm very high on him. I mean, the Georgian people should really be proud of him. He is, I mean, elite. I have a lot of respect for him. I'm not here to disrespect him or slander him or anything. You guys watched my top 5 threats to Peter Yan, a video I made a while back. I put him at number 5. That's how highly I see this kid. But Marlon, to me, is still a top 5 guy. I don't think he's a bum. I don't like this word being associated with this kid, and I've never been the biggest fan of him. But I don't think it's fair to call this kid a bum, and I've seen it. People saying Sean O'Malley beats this kid. I'm like, come on, bro, get a life. You know, I think Marlon's, first of all, how many times have you seen Marlon get taken down, right? Like, I think Merab probably has a better chance at knocking him out than, you know, fucking trying to beat him through ground and pound. Henry Cejudo had to break him through forward pressure and striking. Look how many times Henry got takedowns, you know? Like, he could barely take, he got like one like head snap, right? And he turned into a you know, anaconda, Darce choke, right? But that's not, like, couldn't take him down. Like, and I know Henry was injured too in that fight. I think he had a sore ankle, something like that. Something was wrong with his. I don't think it was fully broken. I think I don't know. I forgot what it was, but he was injured in that fight. But I won't go too off. But I just think Merab is a good fighter. Don't get it twisted. But, you know, first of all, your best training partner for this fight is Aljamain Sterling. What is he gonna teach you? How to get fucking knocked out? You know, like what else is there to say? Besides that, Merab might have a chance to knock him out. That's it. But I don't think he can beat him in the grappling, one. And I don't think striking, technical for technical, I don't think he can beat him in striking. Like, Marlon's trained with Frankie fucking Edgar. Okay? That guy has great wrestling, too. I think Marlon clips him, and I think he submits him in the second round. That's just my thing. Yeah. Next fight, Jéssica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. Man, Andrade, she let every homie down in her last fight. I picked her to beat Valentina, and that was it was shameful to watch that. It was hard to watch that, but hey, it is what it is. She's been doing, I guess, OnlyFans stuff. That's disappointing to watch. I really don't want to talk about this fight. I just know that Andrade is she's a former champion, and I think she's fighting another strawweight who is going up to the flyweight division. I think she should win this fight. She's the better grappler. I think she'll win this by a decision. She could get a finish, but Cynthia Calvillo is super hard to finish. She's never been finished, but I think Andrade's strength and her power should win her this fight. So I'm taking Andrade by decision. But I just want to put that out there that Andrade has been very disappointing lately. She's been very. I'm not mad at her. I'm just disappointed in her. But it is what it is. And next fight, Curtis Blaydes versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Biggie boy. I do have a breakdown on this. Go check that out. I gotta take Curtis Blaydes by second round TKO. I think the wrestling and the ground and pound should help him here. Yeah, can Biggie Boy catch him with a big shot? Yeah, but I think Curtis, hopefully he's learned something from his Derek fight. I mean, I wasn't surprised by that. I picked Derek. But at the end of the day, all I have to say is that the kid, and I said it more in my breakdown, the kid just has to improve. That's it. He has to make small improvements. I'm not even asking him to become the greatest striker of all time, but he has to learn how to mix some of these things up. You can't just hinge on your takedowns. You gotta, shoot for proper takedowns. He has long arms. Use your jab. Use your straight shots. He looked good against Derek. I'm not gonna lie, and he was lighting Derek up, but yeah, he got lit up after he shot one of the worst takedowns I've ever seen in my life. But I think he should win this fight, and I think he's gonna have a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna be super, super motivated, and yeah, I'm taking Curtis Blaydes, and I think this is gonna be the fight of redemption for him. So, yeah. Next fight, Robbie Lawler versus Nick Diaz 2. I do have a breakdown on this. I'm taking my boy Lawler. I have no problem with Nick, but I really grew up with Lawler's resurgence. I didn't see even Lawler being a bum or anything in Strikeforce. Obviously, I've kind of done my research on that kind of stuff, so that's why I know about it. But yeah, I grew up with Lawler, coming up, beating Koscheck, going up, fighting Hendricks twice, right? Then fighting Condit, then fighting McDonald. That's how I grew up. Fighting Matt Brown, Jake Ellenberger. Like, I forgot to add those guys in those great fights. I think he's just been more active. I think he's been fighting more, and I think he should win this fight. I gotta take Robbie Lawler by decision. No, nothing against Nick Diaz. I say more of it on my breakdown, so go check that out. But I'm taking Robbie Lawler by decision. So yeah. Next fight, Valentina Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy. I have nothing really to say. It's Lauren Murphy. Valentina Shevchenko should win this fight. If she loses blood, I'll send $50 to Lauren Murphy. Hey, if she don't accept the Cash App, I don't have to send it to her. But I'll offer a Cash App to her if she can beat this girl. Imagine Lauren Murphy with the strap, baby. I got Valentina by second round. This division's so bad, blood. Hopefully this is the last bad matchup they give us. Hopefully they don't go 25 minutes. I pray to God. But yeah, I'm taking Shevchenko by second round TKO. Oh, ground and pound. I pray. I pray, y'all. But it is what it is. And in the main event, next fight, baby, I have a breakdown on this, so go check that. It will be coming out. Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian T. City TRT Ortega. Y'all already know what it is. This is one of the biggest fights that I'm super hyped up. This is a really great fight. It's time for somebody to pay. It's time to pay that rent, Ortega. You're gonna get. I know Gabriel probably gonna get mad at me for saying it, but your boy getting whooped on. He been running his damn mouth on that Ultimate Fighter, whatever show, that tough show. He been talking that mess, doing this and that. You gonna pay. It's time to pay. You want to talk about the man's height, want to call the man's ugly. Well, it doesn't matter. Short, ugly dude finna whoop your ass. All right? This dude took steroids. And he said it was because of oral fixations. I forgot. What did he say? It was an oral steroid, too. I'm like, oh, it's like, what's wrong with him, blood? Like, why blood talking about oral stuff, man? But yeah, he's going down. Team Volk, baby. Volk's going to get this by decision. He's better than him everywhere. He's going to school this kid. He is going to school him. He's going to school him. And I can't wait for it. I'm taking my boy, Volkanovski. I know that guy, Angelo Kaz. I know y'all been waiting, and y'all going to keep waiting. This is going to be reminiscent of what Max did to Ortega, but I just think there's going to be more wrestling. I truly believe, I even think Volkanovski could dominate him in the grappling on top. I would be so happy if he finished him too. This fucking fake pretty boy dude, I'm like, to take steroids, gets a fucking pass. Talking about in the thing where he was talking about the steroid he took. He was talking about goddamn oral this and oral that. So I don't know. He got something wrong with him, right? So hey, it is what it is. I'm taking Alexander Volkanovski by decision. Whatever oral things that Ortega wants to do in his own time, he can do it. But the only thing that's going to happen on UFC 266 is an ass whooping that will be well-deserved coming to Brian Ortega's fucking face. That is it. That is it for me. I got Volkanovski by decision. Hope you guys enjoy the video. It's your boy eBay. I'm out of here. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, if you made it this far, yeah, go follow me on my Instagram. Go follow me on my Twitter. Like, comment, share the video. Let's get this eBay Fight Prediction Nation growing. Love y'all, and goodbye.